and welcome to the Friday's edition of Just Africa on Souk News Television. You know, this Souk News TV is the window that opens businesses, economy, and development stories to the rest of the world. Here, we break down trends, spotlight opportunities, and track the forces shaping Africa's future. I am Omevi Idolo, and I don't have to do this alone. I have the handsome Amul.
No, the reasons. Because I did tag team. Yeah, it's always relaxed. And it's nice to be here again after taking my own hiatus for a while. And in fact, today's conversation is very, very interesting. I'm going to have somebody who's doing something unique, and I want us to talk about it.
Yes.
I don't want to leave the cat out of the bag.
You're going to actually...
No, don't worry. I'll leave you to do it.
Okay, so Africa's music industry is no longer just a cultural powerhouse. It has become a global business frontier. Genres like Afrobeats have already conquered international charts. On today's show, our focus will be on building a business model around drill and Afrobeat. But first of all, let me make you understand what drill is. Drill is a gritty, lyrical, and often dark subgenre of hip-hop born from the urban realities of Chicago and London. Drill is being reborn, finding a powerful new voice and a raw, authentic expression here on the continent of Africa. For artists and executives, the big challenge is not only to create fresh sounds, but to build models that make these genres profitable, sustainable, and exportable. Amolo, new sounds, drill, Afrobeats, new sounds. What do you think of that?
I've seen a lot of merger with Afrobeats. We've done our piano with Afrobeats, jazz with Afrobeats, even the Afrobeats, which is with Felazo. They're not doing Afrobeats now with pop, with different kind of other genre. So I mean, how about do it with something else, drill? And when I first heard sound, I mean, drill used to be very popular in the UK. In fact, that's what most of these young black American, British boys do. They all do. Most of them do drill. And it's no longer a sound, it is now a culture over there. And then when I said, okay, you know what? We've been doing lots of fusion with other genres. Let us do drill and Afrobeats. And the person that tried it killed it.
Yeah.
He killed it. And I was like, well, you know what? This is a movement that has started. Perhaps we're going to see more of them come out and then see our own Afrobeats go farther into other continents in the measure of drill.
You know, getting to understand that Afrobeat has taken over the world. I am saying that Afrobeat is actually going to lift drill. So the combination of it is going to be a very big market, and not just for Nigerians right now, but even the UK market. So I think that's one big thing that the world should be looking out for right now. But we'll go on this quick break, and when we come back, we have an amazing guest in the studio with us. Just stay with us, we'll be right back. Yeah, welcome back to Just Africa. So today we'll be talking about building a business model around drill and Afrobeats. And our guest today is Lucas Emodi. He is also known as King Lou. He is a music executive and A&R, which stands for Artist and Repertoire, and he is a performing artist as well. After years of experience as an A&R and music executive with Universal Music Group Nigeria, he is now fusing drill with Afrobeats under his own brand. His debut project, Militant Mindset, featuring Odumodu Black, Vector, Dremos, Case, and other people, explored the fusion of global drill with Afro rhythms. His latest single, Question, featuring Dandizi and Lennis, is a heartfelt tribute to fathers, blending melody, storytelling, and resilience while previewing Militant Mindset too. But beyond artistry, King Lou's vision is about building sustainable models for African genres to thrive globally. Hello, and welcome to Just Africa.
Thank you.
King Lou, do you want us to call you King Lou or you want us to call you Lucas?
King Lou.
That's beautiful.
Thank
so
you.
welcome to the show.
Thank you very
much. I was
much.
getting to the studio.
Lagos, the traffic and all that, but I'm excited to be here. That's important.
Okay, so that's beautiful. It's nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So let's go straight to the question first. We've heard, like Amolo rightly said at the beginning of the show, we've seen Afrobeats and hip-hop, we've seen Afrobeats and this, Afrobeat and that. But right now, we are hearing Afrobeat and drill. What made you to go into the path of Afrobeat and drill?
To me, I feel like the Afrobeat scene is overly saturated with same recycled sound.
True.
Basically. People are just recycling sound, same music, same pattern, same, bounce and all that. So we decided that, okay, I'm the type of person that I don't like following the crowd. I like doing things my own way. I decided, okay, I love, because my background is hip hop. I started out as a rapper and a producer back in Jos. I was born and raised in Jos. So I woke up one day, I was like, this hip hop thing, I need to take it a bit further because they say that hip hop is dead in the Nigerian scene. But I feel like hip hop is lying in plain sight. And hip hop is in everything, virtually everything that we do in the music industry. Their lifestyle, the dress pattern, the way they dress, everything is embedded. Hip hop is embedded in everything that they do. But they still say hip hop is dead. But so what I decided to do is, drill music is something I love so much. But now, how do we bring in drill into our own market and get it accepted? In this market, is by infusing what they are used to, which is infusing Afrobeat, infusing, and not just Afrobeat, infusing even R&B, soul, dancehall. You're going to hear that on the upcoming, project I'm working on. So that's just the idea behind it. Infuse drill and Afrobeat and other sounds. So drill is the stamp of choice.
Okay.
Then every other sound can sit on drill.
Are there business opportunities in Afrobeat and drill?
Definitely, because there's no business without consumers. Consumers make every business thrive. So our goal now is to make sure that the sound, we evolve the sound to a level where consumers accept it.
Yeah.
Because it's a music business about acceptance. If there's no acceptance, there's no success.
Sure.
So we're trying to create something that they would accept. And once they accept it, it thrives, and then we have a business.
Yeah.
I was particularly surprised because I attended one of your raves, and when I saw the number of people that came down in my head, I'm like, people like this, a lot of people already appreciate the drill on its own. Then now that you're merging it with Afrobeats, I saw the turnout, I saw the reaction, the enthusiasm from the crowd, and in my head, I'm like, is this sustainable? Because I know first of all, everybody likes it, but let it not look like it's a fad. I just want to say it. But do you think it's sustainable for a long period of time?
So I've seen on the charts, some UK artists trending on the chart. Sometimes Setransy releases music, he's on Nigerian chart. You see J. Cole, he's on Nigerian chart. Yeah. Who is streaming it? In Nigeria. That was the pointer for me. I was like, no, this thing, we actually have the community, we have the market here. It's just that we are just neglecting hip hop. We are focusing on Afrobeat because everybody feels Afrobeat is, yes, I understand Afrobeat is driving the entire Africa to the world conversation right now. But you don't neglect other genres under Afrobeat. You still have Thames doing their own sound.
Yes.
Different artists are exploring different sounds and they are thriving at it. So I feel like drill has its market, but people are so scared to tap into that market.
Yeah.
I want to be the leader or the pioneer. So that's why I went into that space. It's around that space. And it's something that we're going to build over time.
Yes, it's over time.
But wait, I don't. The first album 2 years ago, yes. Militant Mindset. I know anybody here militant, they're just thinking of what to do. Are you going to go and start blowing pipeline? But Militant Mindset, what came about that concept?
So the word militant on its own is part of my story. And this is why this is how it came about. In the typical African home, they wouldn't let their kid be something else if it's not being a doctor, an accountant, something very professional. You get. But me, I wanted to be a musician. My daddy wanted me to be an accountant. So I had to rebel, fight at home, not in a very bad way, but I had to rebel to prove that this is what I really want to do with my life. And my daddy finally accepted. That he looked at it like, this guy actually knows what he wants to do with his life. He started supporting me,
Wow.
supporting
That
the
was the
music.
mindset.
You know, so the mindset that enables you push against all odds is called militant mindset. You believe in the beauty of your dream and you are pushing, you know, against whatever challenges that's coming your way.
Yeah.
That's militant mindset.
Well, thank you very much. I love that. So you have been a music executive for a long period of time now.
Correct.
So from your time at Universal, what is that mistake that artists often make when they are trying to promote their music internationally?
I think I would say, will you say internationally? Because the distribution platforms already make the music available worldwide.
Oh, okay.
Worldwide, you know. I think one of the major or the common mistakes that artists make is not having proper knowledge about how the business is being done. You know, so people just upload their music on DistroKid or one of those distribution platforms, and then just, you know, let it
Just go
naturally.
Yeah.
We don't understand that it's actually marketing drive behind pushing that music. You know, they don't understand that they need to register their songs, you know, with collecting societies to help them collect royalties on their behalf.
Yes.
You know, they don't understand these things. And then a lot of artists are losing money on the back end without knowing that they're losing money. So there are a lot of things that I learned working with Universal. I understood the structure of a music label, understood how to push music, how, like, everything. It was clear. When I got the job at Universal, it was clear to me that this is what I really wanted to do with my life. You know, understanding the music business from a global perspective.
Yes.
And it opened my eyes. That's why I'm even very, very open to doing fusion drill and Afrobeat, because I can see the future. The goal is not just this market. The goal is to export our sound too, using drill as the stamp of choice. You know, the goal is to export the African sound, you know, outside the shores of Nigeria. How do we do that? Infuse the sound, our core African sound, into drill. Drill is what they are used to in that market.
Yes.
We can push it there, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so for this drill and Afrobeat to really blow up, for it to become something that everyone want to reckon with, who needs to be involved?
Who needs to be involved?
Yes.
Like I said, the consumers must accept. Do your marketing right, you know. As soon as the consumers accept the music, because at the end of the day, the bottom line is acceptance. No matter what you do, it's acceptance.
Is there anything that they need to do that will make the consumers to actually accept the music? Apart from streaming on regular platforms like the Apple Music and the likes, because that is basically what many people are doing right now. So apart from that, what can they do for this, for the consumers, the populace to come to accept drill and Afrobeat?
What I would say here is, from my own experience, and what I am currently doing, is marketing the music the right way. If you market it, you cannot force the music on them.
Yes.
But you have to market it, put it in their faces, and stay consistent at it. You know, consistency is going to bring them. But it's not something, like what I'm doing, it's not something I'm just dashing in and dashing out of. It's something I want to be consistent. I'm going to do it over time. You know, that's why I'm building communities around it. I have my raves, the drill, militant camp drill raves. I have my recording camps. I have a bunch of things I'm building. Even now, we've launched our merch line, our fashion line called Millie Wears for the drill community. So you have to be intentional about what we're building. So we're very intentional about what we're building, you know, and people are coming close, you know. And then what it does is we're encouraging even more artists to now make drill music, because they are now seeing that there's light there.
Yeah.
It's not just getting stuck in the Afrobeat space. We're also letting them know that there's other genres they can equally tap into. You know, by the time more artists, you know, start releasing the kind of experimental sounds that I'm making, it's going to blow up. It's just more people we need to keep releasing music.
So I know the militant mindset. I like that there's a record label attached to it. Have you got like artists under your level?
Yes, I have artists under the.
Just mention some of them.
So I have my own record label called Captive Music.
Captive
Music.
Okay.
So Captive Music is funding the whole militant camp movement. Everything militant camp movement. So militant camp movement is not a record label; it's a community.
Okay.
And under that community, we have different creatives, and the creatives are what we inject into them is believing in the beauty of their dream and pursuing it aggressively. So we have producers. We have music video directors, we have graphic designers, we have a lot of creatives. It's a large community with a lot of people that believe. So now they believe in our ideology, they believe in what we're pushing, and then they are joining. and there are more people equally joining the community.
I hear, I think there was one time I was reading Money Mavin saying they spend about $200,000 to push one artist. And you always get young people who tell you, oh, I want to go into music. I want to go without doing those back end. Do you get to also school young artists like that on how to, push their craft and their creativity?
So I saw that one's a Mavin budget.
Okay.
Every label has a budget. Every indie artist has a budget. You work based on your own capacity. You cannot say because Mavin is spending $200,000. The Mavin, they have proper investment. Mavin is under Universal right now, so there's proper investment, to actually push the artist. But for new artists, I don't want them to get discouraged. God has given you that talent, and there's always going to be a way for that talent to be seen. Leverage the little resources you have around you. You have social media. 10, 15 years ago, there was no social media to market music. There was no TikTok to market music. Everything was physical. We were doing the Alaba route, put the music on mixtapes, the CDs, and then radio and then clubs. That's how we get to know, this song don't blow. But now you have access to digital platforms. You have access to social media. You can actually just create content, post on social media. You don't know who is watching. Most of the major artists today were discovered on social media. I understand. Don Jazzy discovered that on social media. So you cannot say as an artist you're discouraging yourself by saying, oh, it's too expensive to push music, and then you're staying at home and not doing nothing. You have to post the music. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who's going to be interested. There are investors, there are A&Rs everywhere, scouting for talents on a daily basis, like trying to get talents. So you're going to be doing yourself a disservice if you're not creating content and posting on social media.
Yeah, I have a question on that investor, but I'll come back to it after this. The question is, when we talk about business model, because that's the topic right now. When we talk about business model, building business model around Afrobeat and drill. What does that mean to a musician?
So what that means to a musician is building a structure around the music business. Structure is, what I mean is, under the music structure, you have this publishing, this licensing, this all of that, the distribution, these are the business models that we set around to make business successful, to make people, so that executives, record labels, artists can earn from their craft. You get me? So all these things are designed, to help push the culture forward. Before, like I said, 10, 15 years ago, there was nothing like publishing for us. We don't know what publishing is. We don't know what distribution is. We don't know all these things. But now, all these things that we put in place in our Nigerian music, industry, artists are earning. Like, look at our artists, Burna Boy, Whiskey, Davido. These guys are buying cars, what billions every day. It goes a long way to show that there's money in this business, and that is because there's proper business structure in place for them to make money. Even the new guys are making money equally. If these business structures are not put in place, there's nobody, and it's going to even get more better now that we have AI in place. AI is going to even make even though there's disadvantage to having AI involved in this thing, but also we have to evolve to that space where we understand that AI is just here to support and help make everything even easier, for us. So as executives or as a creative, you must make sure you do extra. AI doesn't take your job because that's the fear right now. That AI will take your job. Once it comes to anything else, comes to analyzing data and whatnot, AI is there. But now, in using the AI, even that AI still needs human to give it the prompts, to act. If not, it's still
garbage.
Yes, I really like your explanation right now. So you were talking about investors. Please, when he said investors, he wasn't referring to Sabinos. But that's by the way. So you're talking about investors. So how do you convince companies, individuals, corporate bodies, governments, or whomever to invest money into a new sound? For instance, you now hear something like Drill Ninja. How do you convince them? What do you need to tell those people to convince them that, yes, that sound is the next big thing that is happening to Africa?
Our business, our music business is not buying and selling. First of all, let's establish that fact. It's something that you have to invest in long term.
Yes.
A lot of investors that don't understand the business just come in, just dodging, and then they're out because they don't have the mindset of building. Because anybody, like I spoke to an investor I think it was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to come into this music business, you must come in with the mindset of a builder. You know that you are building. It's not buying and selling. You don't expect to put in $10,000 and then repeat it within 2 months or 3 months. It doesn't work that way. You have to keep investing till that product becomes global or is big, and then now you're making your money from that. So the best advice I always give, Don Jazzy Kweli said in one of his interviews that he does not like all this investment conversation. It stresses him out. Because honestly, our music business is gamble. If I'm to put it that way, gamble in the sense that you might not know what works. Everything we just predict. But we look at the talent. Oh, this talent, is good. There's potential here. And then you just put the money. That money you're putting in there is gamble. Even there are a lot of good artists that would invested millions, hundreds of millions. They're still nowhere. So the best way to invest and to convince an investor is to show them that, okay, you have made this, look at what you have built so far, and it has worked for you. What they're coming in to do is just to expand what you already done.
Already done, yes.
That is why right now, there's no investor. I'm not talking to no investor. I am building personally with my own personal funds because I don't have that time to go and start convincing somebody. Because how do you want to explain it to them?
Yeah. They don't see your visuals.
They don't see it.
Yeah.
That's exactly the same thing Don Jazzy did. I always use Don Jazzy as reference because he's the most successful music business mogul in Africa. And what he did was personal funding went into this thing before investors are coming. Once investor, it's just simple, it's business. They come, they see the potential, the success they already, what they're doing is investing in what they already see to expand it. That's all.
But how do you balance, because I know you're an artist, and a producer. Now you're a business person again. How do you balance all that? It's confusing for me.
I wear different hats, but I have a huge team that I work with. Okay. So I've built a structure around myself. I run a marketing agency. I have people that work there. I'm an executive producer and A&R under my record label, Captive Music.
Okay.
A lot of people cannot do what I do, but I don't know how I do it. But what I know I do is to put people in place, delegate, duties, let people just help. You can't move it alone.
Yes.
You want to go far, you move with people. You can't move alone. So I have a huge team around me. Shout out to them.
You don't work alone.
You can't work alone.
But are there any challenges you've noticed since you started doing this? Because at least being an A&R, right, you get to source these talents.
Yes.
And then having to push them to get to the point where individually they can stand on their own. Have there been challenges that you've noticed so far? Because anybody who wants to try to do this should be able to know the pitfalls that they might face.
So the biggest challenge is a human factor. A lot of artists are really not... because it's one thing having the talents, another thing having good character. Your character can limit you from actually going far in this business. There's only few people that really escaped it. I don't want to call names, but I value my own pattern is I value the talent that has good character. You must have good character. It's important in brand building. You cannot be what's it called? A less reliable person or someone that has a questionable character and then you're an artist. How would brands even want to work with you?
Associate with you,
You get me? So it's important that as I'm building you as an artist, your character needs to be equally shaped. But if I see that I cannot shape you, I'll let you go.
Yes.
Because this is the reason why a lot of people just look at the talent and ignore the human being. To invest the money into the talent, and then the human being starts misbehaving later. And then the human being steps out of the business that somebody has invested millions. So it's important if you must trust the talent, you must equally trust their character.
Okay, so I have one question. I love the fact that how you talked about the business aspect of the music, of Afrobeat and drill. So I want to ask now. Many artists believe in concerts. Yes, doing concerts, traveling around, and which is okay. But is that all there is when it comes to the business of music?
There are different avenues. that artists can actually really make money from. You know, you've already mentioned concerts. You can make money from publishing. You know, they can make money from licensing. They can make money from that's streaming.
Yeah.
You know, streaming, making the music available on Apple Music, Spotify, and whatnot. They can make money from there. They can equally make money from brands affiliation, endorsements, and all that. So there are different, numerous avenues that artists can make money from now.
Okay, so the money we are making now, which is very important to me, how do we ensure that money stays in Africa? Because what we see these days, we now see some of them, they go out, they want to, of course, it's okay to do a tour, which is fine. But how do we ensure that this money stays in Africa? Instead of going abroad, you buy houses, you do certain things there, then when you die, they bring it back home?
No, they still buy houses in Nigeria.
So we want to ensure that the money stays in Africa, you know?
No, they're just, I don't know for them, I cannot speak for them, but I just feel like they're just trying to play safe. You know, in our Nigerian system, if you know how the whole industry has been built, there's never been government involvement in building our industry. It's been individuals, you know, both on the music side and the movie side. It's been individual efforts, you know. But I think there's currently conversations for government to, you know, to step in now, you know, and put certain rules and regulations, you know, to govern the entire, you know, business structure. You know, which I know they're good at. We're not begging them to come and invest yet.
Yeah,
you know, we're just saying, build social amenities, build proper venues for us. Like, we don't have proper venues. You know, if it's only what the government are going to do for us, build proper venues for us across the country, you know, then sort out this issue of insecurity. Because the fear, that's one of the fear of artists traveling to do these tours, is insecurity. Even though there's one of our artists that just did it recently, Lona. He did like a nationwide tour, performed in different, you know, cities in Nigeria. He risked his life. He said himself it was risky for him to make those moves. But I feel like the government can step in, you know, sort out the insecurity issues, and then build venues for us across all cities. The government can build 30,000, 40,000 capacity venues, you know, for artists to perform. And the revenue still goes back to the government regardless. You know, it's still an avenue of making money. Yeah. You know?
So just to stay on that one, because I know the National Theatre, which is now the Wole Soyinka Theatre, just opened. And one of the questions somebody asked was, rather than we are always going to, you know, all these other places to do, how about we explore using the National Theatre to, you know, do most of our concerts and everything? And then I understand because of the seating arrangement, perhaps. But then again, can artists always explore that option?
Yes, why not? Why not? If it is conducive, you know, for what the artists have in mind, you know, for their own show. It's just right now these days it's just tiring that it's just a hotel, it's tiring. It's actually really tiring, you know. We need to see more venues, you know. Even the place you just mentioned now, I've not been there, so I don't even know what that place looks like.
Okay.
I don't know what it looks
like. So
just
explore some of those options. That they have. But let's come to your music now, the drill and Afrobeats, right? Yeah. I know I listen to Jai every day, and that song was always like one anthem. Until questions came. Now, I know your choice of artists that you collaborate with, I don't know. Is it that you have there's a reason why you pick the ones that you collaborate with? But then again, questions told the story. Yeah. And anybody who listens to it, especially as a man who is a father, would necessarily want to resonate with it. It is drill, it is Afrobeat, but it's still sending a message. How did you do all this?
So Question is a clear intersection between drill and Afrobeat, and that's always been my goal, to create something that is going to resonate with both people that love Afrobeat and people that love hip-hop, you know. That's how Question came about. And then the story behind Question is, a lot of men can relate, you know, because right now we're now fathers. You know, we now feel how our fathers used to feel then. You know, some of us grew up with this resentment that our fathers are stingy, our fathers are this. But these men were really just trying their best to provide. They were not perfect. You know, they were figuring out life. You know, they are on earth, just the way we are on earth, experiencing life for the first time. You know. So, but growing up, we looked at them as superhumans, you know, without knowing that they equally have flaws. Now that we are adults, we are grown, I have 2 kids, so I know what it means to pay bills. You know, I know what it means to pay bills, and I'm wondering how did my father even do it? I grew up in a family of 6. How did you raise 6 kids? How did you do this? How did you, like, the question will always be, how did you do it? And the reason why we even created a song is the fact that fathers are really underappreciated. If I use that word, you know, I think we have just one Father's Day in the whole of the year, but we have multiple Mother's Day and all that.
I'm not going to start gender one because it's
Maybe
gender one.
On this
Because it's going to eat of them.
two men to a lady
It's
name.
not that. You see,
Let me step into it. But I do like the fact that there's this merger with some of the hip hop greats, because I know it did with Vector, it did with Odumodu, and what's it, Dandizi.
Yes.
And how do you pick these guys? Is it like there's a particular talent they have that you seek?
yeah.
Or there's just it's the song that determines the artist?
So as an A&R, that is one special thing about our job. You know, we are visionaries. We try to project, look into the future. You know, what we do is we bring producers together to create the sound, and then we envision the artists that can potentially sit or fit that sound. You know, we bring them together. If I put Odumodu on a record, and I'll think of who next will I pair with Odumodu that's going to make the record sound really nice. That is my job as an A&R. So you get, so picking those guys, and again, it's important that I have relationship with the artists. If I do not have relationship with you, I can't put you on my music. Yeah, I don't do forced collaborations.
Okay.
The collaborations need to be seamless, because music is spiritual. You know, if I don't connect you on a certain level, I can't make music with you. I must like you. I must appreciate your sound first, before I now figure out a way to bring your sound into my sound or what I'm doing.
But is it true? Because I know one of the challenges many people have is having to collaborate with A-list artists. Is it true that you get to pay them to feature, or sometimes they just see the song and like, you know what, I want to jump on it?
So it happens both ways. If you are the one approaching them, and that you want a collaboration with them, you have to pay the fee. It's called a collaboration fee. You pay the fee to jump on the record with them, and equally pay for their video appearance.
Okay.
Then the other way around is they might hear you as an artist, maybe stumble on your song somewhere on social media, and they like it personally. They will reach out and say, I want to jump on this record and support you. Olamide has been doing it for a lot of artists. Davido has been doing it for a lot of artists. They just hear this song, they like it, they just jump on it and support the talents. So it happens both ways.
Okay, finally, I want to ask, what is your biggest goal on the business side of music? Because there's a prayer someone used to pray. I don't want to be famous and be poor. You can be famous and be poor. But the person always, you know, I want to be famous and have the money.
Yes,
so
sir.
now let's look at the business side now, which is something I know we'll be talking about. What's your biggest goal, or what is the goal? The business side of this Afrobeat drills.
So
The biggest goal there.
My biggest goal is to build an industry where to evolve, basically just evolve this sound to a level where there's general acceptance. And once, like I said initially, once there's general acceptance, people are streaming, the industry is involved, there's more money for everybody involved. Because at the end goal for us doing all this thing is still money.
Exactly.
We want to take care of our families.
Exactly.
We want to pay the bills. So the general goal for me is to take drill music mainstream. And once the music gets to mainstream, you start making money from there. And then a lot of other artists are equally involved. Now, what you have done is, aside from making money, you have equally inspired a whole new generation to start creating different sounds, just like what Fela did with Afrobeat. Fela inspired this entire generation, from Wizzy to Burna, all of them. You know, so I want to be the pioneer that's pushing drill music to the next level.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I do like the fact that at least everybody listening now can see it is not just being a singer that makes you money.
Yes.
Like when you just mentioned one of the rights, the publishing and everything. There are so many, from what you said, there's so many ways you can make money from music.
From music.
You don't necessarily have to be the face that is singing the song.
At all.
Some producers are behind the scene cashing in on their talent. There are some people who are distributing the songs. There are some people who are publishing the songs. So, I mean, as a young person, if you want to advise a young person into music, what will be your final take? Just give them that advice as a young person.
Believe in the beauty of your dream and pursue it like a militant.
Wow, what a beautiful way to sign out. A very big thank you to King Lou, who has been on the show with us. And we want to say a very big thank you once again for your beautiful insight. And I believe that someone there has learned a lot from what he has said. So look out for Afrobeat and drill. What a collabo. It's going to blow Africa away. So I hope you are holding on to something tight. Thank you once again.